This is a parajumble question where you have to make the coherent paragraph out of 3 of the 4 statements, and the 4th statement will be eliminated. Look at statements B and C. B and C form a mandatory pair. C says you would not dare to interrupt her description of their advantage and of the merits of the gentleman who accompanied them, occupied them. Now this them and their refers to the parlors which are mentioned in B. First, Mrs. Parker would show you the double parlors. You would not dare to interrupt her description of their advantages and of the merits of gentlemen who have accompanied them for 8 years. Now, if BC is a pair, then either A will have to be eliminated or D will have to be eliminated. D says he was dirty and unorganized. Now, we do not have any precedent for he, because he would refer to a person and a male person. It cannot refer to Mrs. Parker, and no other person is mentioned in B and C. So D can be eliminated. Look at A. A says, then you would manage to stammer forth the confession that you were neither a doctor nor a dentist. This can refer to the gentlemen who have occupied them, the parlors, for 8 years, that they might be doctors or dentists, and that is why Mrs. Parler were praising them. And you, while watching the parlors and looking forward to occupy them, would have to stammer that you are neither of them. So B, C and A will form the sequence and D will be eliminated. Next question again is a parajumble question where 4 sentences are given. We have to eliminate one of them. Let's look at statement A. Patriarchal norms and structures reinforce women's lack of autonomy and decision-making capabilities. It is talking about why women lack strength in a society. B talks of abortion as an issue often debated. Now, there is no direct connection between A and B apart from the fact that both are women-related issues. Let's look at some other statements. Statement C says, mission notwithstanding, maternal mortality continues to be high in many parts of India. And D says, deprivation, physical and sexual violence, rape, unsafe abortions and other reasons imperil their lives on daily basis. Now C and D form a pair because that talks about maternal mortality, and D talks about all the causes of maternal mortality. So C and D should fit together. Now abortion is an often discussed issue, is not really fitting with C. What should come is A. Patriarchal norm structures reinforce women's lack of autonomy and decision-making capabilities, which also is a very important part of why women suffer from deprivation, physical, sexual violence, rape, unsafe abortions, etc. So the correct sequence here will become C, A and D, and B will get eliminated. The next question again is a parajumble question where one sentence has to be eliminated and the rest 3 will form a coherent paragraph. The correct sequence in this case will be ACD. Look at A. A talks of philosophy's love of wisdom, and C talks about if you think that you are in love with wisdom, then philosophy is presumably the subject to study. This follows A because A talks about philosophy's love of wisdom. D talks about but what is the wisdom that philosophy teaches, again carries this forward by talking about how philosophy and wisdom are related. B, which talks about philosophy as a science, is not part of this conversation and will be eliminated.